Welcome back to Conversations with Manny. So today we're diving into a real fascinating food for thought topic that could change how you see the world and interact with the people around you. It's about exploring the tension between defending our beliefs and striving to see the world as clearly as possible. Now imagine this. You're standing at the edge of a beautiful forest, your sunlight is streaming through the trees, the birds are chirping, and the air is fresh and invigorating. But instead of stepping into that vibrant place, you decide to stay in a dimly lit room filled with shadows. It's safe, it's familiar, and you know every corner of it. But what if I told you that the forest, with all its wonders, is just outside the door? Well, what do you think your response would be? This brings us to a big question we need to think about. Do we yearn to defend our beliefs, or do we want to see the world as clearly as possible? This question can serve as a compass, guiding us through life's complexities and helping us navigate our relationships, our decisions, and our understanding of the world. Now, let's break this down a bit. You might remember the story of Plato's allegory of the cave. Picture a group of people living in a cave. They're facing a wall and unable to see anything else. Behind them, there's a fire casting shadows on that wall. And those shadows, they become their entire reality. Now remember, they've never seen the outside world. They've only experienced the echoes of what they see right in front of them. It's like watching a movie and thinking it's real life. Now, if you've ever been so immersed in a story that you forgot about everything else, you know what I mean. Now, imagine if one of these cave dwellers managed to break free. At first, stepping into the sunlight would be blinding and overwhelming. Why? Because they never saw the light. But as their eyes adjusted, they would begin to see the vibrant colors of the world, the beauty of the nature, and the truth of what's out there. This journey from darkness to light is a powerful metaphor for our own lives. Just like those cave dwellers, right? We can get so caught up in our own beliefs and perspectives that we forget that there's a whole world of different ideas and truth waiting to be discovered. Now, here's where it gets interesting. When we cling tightly to our beliefs, we often adapt what's called a soldier mindset. Think about a soldier on the battlefield. They're focused on winning the fight, often at the expense of seeing the bigger picture. They're ready to defend their turf, even if it means ignoring evidence or alternative viewpoints. On the flip side, there's a scout mindset. Now, the scout, he's curious and seeks to understand the landscape, looking for the truth without the pressure of a battle. Imagine a scout in the same place, taking notes about what they see, learning about the plants and animals and the lay of land. They're not there to fight, right? They're there to explore. Now, when we think about our beliefs and our opinions, we have to ask ourselves, are we being soldiers protecting our ideas at all costs, or are we being scouts ready to discover new perspectives? Now, there's a real great book that really shares this idea from Plato's allegory of the cave and the concept of mindset. It's called Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. A difficult but definitely worth it type of book. Now, in this book, Kahneman dives into the two systems of thinking that drives our decisions. The first system is fast, intuitive, and emotional. Think of this as your soldier mindset. It's quick to react, often based on gut feelings and biases. The second system, however, is slower, more deliberate, and logical, much like the scout's mindset. It takes its time to analyze and reflect, seeking a clear understanding of the situation. Now, Kahneman dives into how our biases and mental shortcuts can actually cloud our judgments, similar to how the cave dwellers are limited by their own shadows, right? He encourages us to recognize these patterns and strive for a clearer understanding of the world, much like stepping out of the cave into the light. So if you're curious about how your mind works and how to cultivate that scout mentality, this book is definitely an excellent resource. Now, let's take a moment, right? A moment to think back or to think about what it means to be open. Being a scout means being willing to change your mind when presented with new information. It's like being a gardener who's willing to pull out weeds to make room for new, healthier plants. Now, have you ever had a conversation where you felt so strongly about your opinion that you couldn't see the other person's point of view? Maybe it was about politics, maybe about religion, or even a favorite TV show. See, we've all been there, right? But what if in those moments, instead of digging our heels in, we chose to listen? Imagine how enriching those conversations could be if we approached them with curiosity instead of defensiveness. It's like opening a treasure filled with new ideas, new experiences, and insights that we've never knew existed. Now, let's say you're having a discussion about climate change. If you're firmly rooted in your beliefs, you might dismiss opposing viewpoints without giving any fair chance. But if you adopt a scout mindset, you might listen to the arguments you hadn't considered before, or even discover some facts that challenge your stance. Now, this doesn't mean you have to change your beliefs overnight, no, but it allows you to engage in a more meaningful dialogue. Now, let's think about how this mindset shift can change our lives. When we're stuck in soldier mode, we're often quick to judge, to criticize, and defend ourselves. But when we adopt the scout mindset, we become more compassionate. We start to see the world through others' eyes, which really helps us build stronger relationships. Now, picture this. You're having a disagreement with a friend. Instead of getting angry and trying to prove you're right, you decide to ask questions and to really listen to their perspective. Suddenly, the conversation shifts. You're not just trying to win an argument. You're both exploring the issue together. It's like embarking on an adventure. Discover a new path you haven't considered before. Now, this openness can lead to growth, not just for ourselves, but for everyone involved. It's about creating a space where ideas can flourish and where we can actually learn from one another. Now, consider a workplace setting. If everyone operated with a soldier's mindset, you might see constant conflict and resistance to change. But if the team members embrace the scout mindset, they can work together to innovate and find solutions that benefit everyone. It's really a win-win situation. But here's the kicker. Stepping out of the cave and into the light isn't easy. It takes courage and vulnerability. We might feel uncomfortable or challenged by new ideas. It's kind of like trying a new sport or a new hobby for the first time. It's awkward at first, but with practice, it becomes something we truly enjoy. Now, the challenge is to reflect on our own beliefs and ask ourselves, why do I hold on to this idea? Am I defending it because it's truly valuable, or am I just afraid to explore something new? It's a tough but necessary question. And the more we ask ourselves these questions, the more we can break free from the chains of our own minds. Now, think about this. When was the last time you changed your mind about something important? Was it easy? Or did it feel like stepping into the light after being in the dark for so long? Now, the beauty of embracing the scout mindset is that it often leads to unexpected rewards. See, when we allow ourselves to be open and curious, we discover new interests, we build the deeper connections, and we even find solutions to problems we didn't see before. It's like really unlocking a treasure chest, right? So, for instance, remember the last time you tried a new restaurant or food? Initially, it might have felt uncomfortable or even foreign, but once you took the leap, you might have found a new favorite dish. Life is full of these little adventures waiting to happen, and they all start with a willingness to step outside of our comfort zone. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this thought. Are you ready to be a scout in your own life? Are you prepared to step out of the cave and embrace the vast, endless sea of knowledge that awaits you? When we let go of the need to be always right and open ourselves up to new experiences and ideas, we can begin to see the world more clearly. We move from shadowy illusions to vibrant realities, and that shift can change everything. Remember, it's not about being perfect or always having the right answer. It's about being willing to learn, to grow, and to explore. So let's take this leap together. Let's choose curiosity over defensiveness and embrace the journey ahead. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What are some areas in your lives where you could actually shift from soldier to scout? I can't wait to hear your stories. Until next time.